At least twice a day, I can look up and see, okay, so she home. All right,
Salute,
cool.
gang.
She checking
Welcome
in.
back to the channel.
All right, wow. Okay, cool.
Quick live. Happy holidays, everybody. You know,
Y'all don't know where y'all
hopefully
kids
all is
are. They
well.
out
I'm
here
just
beating up on
relaxing.
old folks.
Relax mode.
This is crazy, bro. It is.
Neighborhood. She and Roberts were taken into custody after that vehicle theft investigation. Officials say at least 3 witnesses positively ID'd the suspects in still photos from the surveillance video.
He's very happy. He's also very angry. You know, that it was a bunch of children, you know. But he's happy that, you know, he's alive and, you know, they've been.
A hot sub you dip into hot au jus? Firefighter approved.
Looking for the perfect gift? Guitar Center has you covered with up to 20% off Sennheiser headphones. Make any audiophiles holiday with this deal.
We know construction jobs are unlike any other. Long hours, heavy.
Been caught.
The 2 teen suspects were ordered to be held in custody. They're back in court on December 30th.
If you are underage, like, you know how they say we're not going to charge you as an adult yet, as soon as you turn 18, you shouldn't get released back to your parents. You should be forced to go straight to the military. If you're 18 and above, if they want to charge you as a minor, you should have to go to the military immediately. Immediately. That should be a part of your punishment. You shouldn't just get released to your parents. You should have to go straight to the military also. I don't believe that these people didn't know what was going on. I think that they knew exactly what was going on. But don't worry, Chicago, I'm not done with you. I didn't forget my snow hairs. Check this one out.
They're now at 9. 3 18-year-old men are charged with assaulting a female classmate at a graduation party in Roselle earlier this year. Prosecutors shared disturbing details today following their first court appearances. Kevin Nemiak, Zachary Mascalo, and John Clary, the second, are accused of sexually assaulting their classmate in June at a St. Viator High School graduation party. The school had no role in hosting or holding that party. Prosecutors say the suspects took turns assaulting this victim in a minivan. The following morning, she told her sister about the assault, and her parents immediately took her to a hospital for treatment. A judge issued a warrant for the teens last week. Nemiak is charged with 3 counts of criminal sexual assault. He is being detained until his next appearance. Mascalo and Clary are not being held under the condition that they do not contact the victim or her family or possess or consume alcohol.
So we got 3 snow hairs that have completely ruined their life. Now, let me be very, very careful with this, because on one hand, if I extend the same grace that I extend to everybody that is accused of sexual assault, regardless of whether or not you're a young person or you're an older person, then they're going to say that I'm giving grace to white people. But I don't really care, because I'm going to say what I'm going to say and I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
let me say this, and let me say this clearly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because I've seen this happen with white people. I've seen this happen with black people. I have not forgot the Duke lacrosse team that was falsely accused by a girl that came over there to bust it down for a real one.
Hey.
And she completely ruined all of them boys' lives.
Miss,
so
6'9"
I'm not going to say by default that these guys are just the predators that they are painting them out to be. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to do it, because I don't know. I would like to know the details, and I have put it in my notes to make sure that I follow up, but I'm not going to just automatically accuse them. I am going to report on it, but I'm not going to automatically accuse them, because I don't know. There are so many women and so many girls that regret what they did, and then they go, and I'm not saying that she lying either. I'm not saying that she lying either. What I am saying is I'm going to wait to all of that. Whenever I see people get accused of sexual assault, and I don't care if it's Diddy, I don't care if it's Jay-Z, or I don't care if it's the Duke lacrosse team.
Why would you mention Jay?
Whenever when I see somebody get, you know what I'm saying, get accused, right? And it's messed up, because these dudes messed up their life. Because regardless of what the outcome is, even if she was lying, them being there and participating, even if she was a willing participant, still messes up their life. And this is why, even as a young guy, I never ever got involved when everybody said that they was running bus stops. Whenever it was, hey man, such and such is coming over here. Yo, we about to take her over to the spot. You coming through? You niggas is going? Nah, I'm straight.
This
And
nigga
she
wants
was a
some other
willing
shit.
participant, and she was absolutely a willing participant. But guess what? I didn't want to be involved in that.
Oh,
Not only was it crazy,
I just
not
turned
only was I not about to
42
be going
this
behind
month.
Dirty Dick Rodney over there.
My birthday was
but
a week and
I
a
didn't
half
want to
ago
be
or some shit.
associated with anything that could possibly
Yeah, I just
even
turned
come back to me in a
42.
negative way. In no way, shape, or
I'm an
form.
old guy.
Nope. Didn't want to be a part of no train. Didn't want to be a part of the gangbang. Didn't want to be a part of the bustos.
Oh, you make videos?
I was smart enough and I was wise enough.
I
As a young
appreciate
man
you.
in high school,
We don't need no
that did
hate.
not want to get
It's
involved in
all
all of that type
positive
of stuff.
vibes.
And trust me, in
We
middle
here.
school, I remember going to a party at a chick's house, and I told y'all that it was one of the biggest houses, and it might have seemed even bigger to me at that time. If I seen it today, it probably wouldn't be as massive. But I remember in middle school going into high school, and it was a chick that had a crazy party, and I was one of the younger ones because it was
you're
a
as
party
young
for
as
high
you
school
think
kids.
you are, right?
And them chicks was doing some
It's
wild
not a bad
stuff.
thing. Not a bad thing.
Them young
Live
girls
your life
was
because you
doing
only got one,
wild
right?
stuff in high
There you
school.
go.
In high school, middle school, going to high school, they was letting dudes do anything. They was drinking, they was getting it in, they was doing all of that type of stuff. So that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant to just say they did it.
Oh, you're
because
new.
that's a dangerous game to play.
Sheesh, I'm pretty new
Should they have
too.
been doing that,
Even though I've
or
been on
whatever
here
it
for
is,
years.
or doing whatever they was involved in the first place?
I hardly go
No,
live,
they should
but
have
I'm
been smart
live
enough to stay
now.
out of the mix
What
in the
up,
first
though?
place.
Merry
But at
Christmas.
the same time,
There you
I
go.
am not just going to continue just completely
Appreciate
throw
you.
somebody under the bus without
Those are the
finding out
best.
exactly what happened before they actually go to court for it. So, you know, time waits. They look dumb. They look stupid. They look like they was trying to get their little penises wet. You know, when it's little, you call it a little penis.
What the
You
fuck?
call it a little peenie.
I thought he was trying to
And when you
be
get grown, it's
fucking discreet, but he fucking said it. Why?
See, you a dangerous one. You dangerous. You dangerous. You one of them type of niggas. You look just like Dirty Dick Rodney too.
Who is he talking
honestly, I'm
about?
gonna keep it real with you, McQuell. You look
Yeah,
just
I'm
like
about to
Dirty
get
Dick
up out
Rodney,
of
bro.
here.
And
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
could
even kidding.
collab.
Dirty Dick Rodney
Absolutely.
looks
I
just
never
like you when he
collab
used to
with
wear his hat to
nobody,
the
but
back, bro. You one of the dangerous
I don't know
ones,
how to
man.
do it.
'Cause
I'll try to
you do
figure it
anything
out.
for a hoe.
But
You do anything
other
just
than
because
that,
he
yeah.
did it. All right. Oh yeah. You one
Figure
of
it
the
out.
dirty Mac type niggas. Talk about it. Walk like a duck. Quack like a duck. It's a duck. You what? You know how many niggas that got out of jail from the Innocence Project?
You guys are the best.
You know
Y'all
how
are the
many people
best,
got
I
out of jail
promise
from
you.
the
Happy
Innocence
holidays.
Project. You one of the
Have a
people
good
that
time.
sent
Enjoy
me back
yourself.
1,000 years. 1,000 years. Set people
I heard
back
a lot of
1,000
things
years.
about him.
You will let somebody go to jail.
He got my name,
over
so I
something that they
gotta.
didn't do just
I
because
wanted
it
to
sounds
listen to
good
what he
because it
gotta
came
say.
from a chick. Instead of waiting for the evidence and saying, well, wait a minute, let's see what happened, and let's see what they said, what she said, because
It kind
we
of
don't
sounds
know.
like Kevin
And I wouldn't want that
Samuels,
to happen to
just
you,
a little
bro.
bit, or trying to.
I wouldn't want that to happen to you. I would never. If somebody said, hey, somebody accused Dirty Dick Rodney over here, or whatever his name was.
What's he talking about?
If somebody
Should I
said,
switch it up, gang?
you know, they accused you of doing something,
I'll hold you.
I wouldn't say, yeah, he did it, unless you was on camera. Unless they just got you on camera in 4K and they witnessing it with audio, then I would be like, okay, well, yeah, this is a little crazy. Then we just gonna have to have a little different conversation. But if somebody just accused you, I wouldn't just go with it and say, yeah, he did it. I would say, man, well, wait a minute, hold on.
My God, that shit made no fucking sense. It made no sense.
Over the river from a place you well know is a land called New Jersey, where holidays
Facts. Jersey in the goddamn building. What are we talking about? Lord have mercy. Let that get ahead of
You are
you.
now watching Compton Rick Rock TV.
Let's go.
Let's get to the content.
All right, man, we back on Compton Rick Rock TV. We definitely about to get into this content, man. We're gonna do a little Capone and some Spider Love. But before we do all that, man, hopefully y'all all had a good
Salute to
Christmas
that
and
guy.
got everything
Very hard worker.
you wanted for
Salute.
Christmas. A lot of us have to go, you know, a lot of us have to go spend that bag, man. We
Let
have to go spend that bag, but it is nice to get a gift here and there. I actually went and got me some DJI Mic 3s, man. Shout out to DJI with these new mics. We're gonna test these out in a couple of days when we
Peace and
outside.
blessings,
Feel this
gang.
rain out here still, so we're not going out there in that
It's
rain.
snowing
and get
out
sick.
this month.
But anyway, man, we're gonna check out this Cal Capone news interview with Spider Loc. And he had a few things to say about Monster Cody. Rest in peace. Now, Monster Cody, man, I will say this. As far as his personal life,
Peace and
what he
blessings,
was going
gang.
through,
We up
I
out of
don't know
here.
that. But shout out to Monster Cody because his book was the first book that I ever read in my life. I'm talking about front to back. I've never read any books. Actually, Monster Cody is the reason why I started reading books. Right after I read his book, I read a lot of Donald Goines' book. Then it led to Malcolm X and other books like that. But when I was in juvenile hall, I somehow came across his book. He was on the front of the thing, had the muscles. I think he had a Mac 10 in his hand. It was on some Gangsta-ish for real. And when I read that book, it was like a movie. This was the first time that I understood when they say reading, when you lock in on that, it was like I wasn't even in jail no more. So I got to give props to Monster Cody for getting me
Let's
to
go.
start reading books. I never read. I was
facts.
one of the dudes in school when it came time to read books. I didn't want to read. I was ashamed to read in front of the class. I knew how to read, but I was just shy. I didn't want to get up and read. When I read this book,
Start little
it
at a
definitely took
time.
me on the path to reading.
Just read
books.
something.
All my books you see right here is because of
It
Monster
helps.
Cody, man. So I gotta
It's
say
a
something
mental
about this,
thing.
man.
Over time,
About this interview right now, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, man.
it's beneficial.
We looking real bad. I say this over and over. This internet is prostituting a whole lot of guys. Got us looking like HOES, man. And got dudes looking like straight hoes, man. Prostituting for this internet, getting on here just saying crazy things, and you know, it's all of us. It ain't just one person in particular. We're not gonna say, oh no, it's you. No, it's everybody that's getting on here with this gang stuff, bringing this stuff to the internet. Homie, is looking real. Hopefully in 2026 we can knock a whole lot of this stuff out, man. And like I say, man, this is looking bad. Dudes, community, they hoods not whooping on these dudes no more. Dudes think they're above the law. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Yeah, something can happen to you. Something can happen to you. Drag his ass into an alley and get cracking on him. He'll realize right then and there that something can definitely happen to you. Ain't nobody bigger than the law. And a lot of these dudes think they bigger than the law. Think they bigger than the program. And it is what it is. One day we will hear about, man, what happened, old boy? Man, they said he went in the back of the alley and that's all we heard was a firecracker. That was it. We don't know what happened. Anyway, let's get to this content, man. This is Cal Capone News. It's Spider Loc. Before we get to that, y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to it. All right, man, let's go over and check this out and see what they talking about on Cal Capone News.
Now, you know, one thing I just always wondered, like, you used to be on street TV a lot. Is there a reason why you're not over there anymore?
Well, when Munchie B went on his platform with Tiny Munchie, allowing to do it on a backyard, even though I know this backyard shit might gonna be over with the next 10 years. The new generation is not gonna keep that up. But at the time, shout out to J Hill. Anyway, it was reported a guy who was generally accepted amongst the real that he was on a backyard, he was no good. My co-host at Keeping Cat Being Bull felt it was cool to be on his platform, announcing that through his homie Tiny Munchie, who won a yard with a lot of my locs right now. Shout out to Tiny Munchie. I've spoken to him. He was comfortable allowing him to announce on his platform that somebody, J Hood in particular, but anybody went 50-0 against the East Coast Crips. I didn't have to ask nobody, talk to nobody. I didn't believe it the moment I heard it. However, this is my co-host. We debate issues daily, all the time. I thought it was another issue just to debate. I got J Hood to come on my platform, admit that it was an exaggeration. Tiny Munchie came on my platform, admit that it was exaggeration. Just like Auntie Hefe got in her feelings when I corrected her about photos being stabbed. That was too much for Crunch and Munch to take.
All right, man, let's stop right there. It seemed like Spider and Hefe, Munchie B, they all these dudes that did podcasts with each other. They all have been sitting right in front of each other, and they done did content, made money with each other. Now that it's whatever the little issues they have, it's been going on online back and forth. And remind you, everybody grown. Everybody is grown down there 50, middle 40s, late 30s, grown men. If these guys met up before to sit down and do a podcast, I'm pretty sure all it takes is one phone call. We could meet up right now to handle whatever issue we got. We did it when there was some money involved. We could do it. We ain't got to get on these people platforms and talk about each other. Nah, cuz, hey, homie, hey, listen. Let's meet up like we did before when we did the podcast and go ahead and see how we can handle this. That's it. This shit is simple.
Like I told you, he hopped in my DM, right dick, telling me he loves the line I'm pushing.